Hey, my wonderful, wonderful, beautiful people. A pleasant evening to you. All right, lovely people. So I saw gospel mogul, gospel maestro, Kirk Franklin issuing an apology to the Jamaican people, to, us, because he said he never thought, he figured that his dress code for the concert that he performed at last year sometime, he had on that shorts, male shorts, and the sleeveless shirt, because the time, obviously, it was super hot. You could see, the sort of sweating print on his skin. We're talking, and even when you look at the front of his shirt. So he was thinking, okay, all right, the weather is really, really humid, which predominantly our weather is humid and dry and hot. It falls under either of the three categories that he would have, that it would have been acceptable. The attire, and from we have known Kirk Franklin, he has always been, for a number of years, he has always been a dancer. He just likes to enjoy his music. So it's ministry but enjoyment, because some people feel that if you enjoy ministry, it is subpar to what the cause of Christ is. God didn't bring a gospel with bitterness and a sour countenance to the people. He was not bitter. He was not frustrated. Jesus, I'm talking about. He was not angry. He was not incensed. He didn't feel, my God, all right, make a preach the kingdom to the people. He brought it with joy. He brought it with enthusiasm. He brought it with purpose and with meaning and with life. Somehow we get the impression that if fun is involved, it's like we're taking the gospel for a joke. I don't know why. That's the first thing. Secondly, I was shocked by the apology, because I never thought one should have been issued. I saw nothing wrong with this. That's me personally. And there are other people, because I was looking at some of the comments too. They said, sort of a situation. There was no need to apologize, Sir Kirk Franklin. I saw nothing wrong with the attire. I saw nothing wrong with your dance moves. You're a man who just enjoys music. And people who are true musicians, true singers, true entertainers, they enjoy it. So they're naturally, when you enjoy it, you're going to dance. And what ends up happening is that we live in a world where we have gospelized bitterness. Gospelized, there's no such word as gospelized, but I'm just using that word right now. A number of people create words, so why not? Let me join on that bandwagon. They gospelize resentment. They gospelize a superficial and super spiritual attitude, mindset, that anything that looks for them secular, it is demonic, it is disrespectful, it is rude. They don't enjoy life. There are those people who have allowed, I don't know what, it cannot be the gospel of Jesus Christ, but they have allowed some sort of religion, and they link it back to the Christian religion to make them sour, to make them bitter, and to make them spiritualize everything. So everything is an offense, and they feel that God has taken offense to it. They feel convinced because they've convinced their minds. It's like if you grew up in a household that was defective, meaning you maybe never had one parent and they treated you with disdain, they were disrespectful, they were abusive, and they treated you bad, they didn't keep their word, they didn't treat you in an honorable and loving and an affectionate way. Subliminally, you think that that is how God is. So what they display to you, you don't even realize it, that's how you think God is. So you think God is a draconian God. I've often said, one of the things I realize when I listen to people, even people who claim that they're in Christendom, that they have not read the Bible. No, they have not. They have glanced through it. Even if they say they read from Genesis to Revelation, they have not read it. They have not grasped the understanding of it. They need to read the book of Ecclesiastes. Like, take a month and really focus on that book that talks about enjoying life. Enjoy life. You ensure that you do it in as much as a wholesome way that you possibly can, but you enjoy life. You go out to the movies, you dance, you enjoy life. That it is about balanced living, your balanced Christianity. There's so many serious things in the world that for the man to come out and have to make this apology, it means that, you know, some sort of bickering, complaining went on. And that is my problem with people, especially here in this Jamaican country, that we major a lot in minor things. That for me falls under the minor. Even if you felt, some of you felt offended and didn't like, that was not something significant to complain about for the man to have to issue a site on the internet and it made the news. That was not something. There's so many things. Many of you need to apologize to people that you have treated badly in the church and out of the church, in the workplaces, out of the workplace. Many of you need to issue public apologies for that. Many of you need to do that. You're asking a man to apologize on nonsense. Let me tell you something. Many of you going wear some long drawn out clothes. We are dragged from here to Tennessee, right? And look holier than ever with big Bibles in a big Bible in one hand and maybe holy water in the next, and frankincense, wake something the name, gold, frankincense, and myrrh on the head top, and you're not going to make it to heaven's pearly gates. Why? God said, when I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I think he means literally him. He's talking about his people. When I was thirsty, you gave me nothing to drink. You pretended. Basically, your hearts looked like it near to God, but they were whitewashed sepulchres. They were far from God. Many of you will go to church, and then when you're finished, I was so flabbergasted. I was so discombobulated even when I heard that you have people in churches who visit Obeah men and women, that you will leave your church whether on a Saturday or on a Sunday, and afterwards you go to Obeah. You clearly have not read the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 5. You clearly didn't read the whole thing with Samuel and Saul, when Saul basically did a similar thing. Saul walked with God for 40 years, and 38 out of it, God did not walk with him. Just a lay around. Really was you know, the outside was good, but the inside was cankerworm. Because God knew what he was doing. David was young, so he had to groom David. So he was just holding the spot for David to take over. But he saw it, he knew it. He knew it. Somehow it came into his spirit. Somehow. That's why he couldn't really and truly bond with David. The women who sang, he killed 1,000 and David killed tens of thousands, just set the fireworks in action. Many of you need to go and apologize to people that you've treated badly. That is what is most important, not the man's attire. That it has nothing to that. Let me tell you something. I doubt it very strongly that that will come on the books of God when he's calling the people, when the day, you know, when judgment day comes, and for those who will make it into heavenly pearly gates, and those who go into hell. I doubt it very much that God will be. And you're at what? Your attire, that's the least, and notwithstanding, I'm not saying that you must dress any and every old way, you know. But you know, when you look at the man, you don't want that look like he must have on some. Me never know if I say. Just because the man muscular and him shape good, it bothers you. Every nonsense bothers people. And I would love to know, who are the people? Are they so-called Christian people or non-Christians went and complained? That's the information I would love to get, because based on what I'm told, I would just say, what to expect? Nothing. I doubt some of the non-Christians. I'm not saying in men have one and two non-Christians who will say some things, but I doubt predominantly it came from the non-Christians. I doubt it very much. One of the good things that I will give Mr. Kirk Franklin is that at least he's humble enough that it tells a story if he realizes and somebody comes to him and says, sir, as giant as a man he is in terms of his music, you know, musical accomplishments, that he would be humble enough to say, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, and, you know, just remain humble. I respect that aspect of him. But for me, sorry, no need for any apology. For me personally, because I found nothing wrong with what you had on and your dance moves. Keep shining, Mr. Franklin. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe, give me a